Hey, smart mouthy. Hey, smart mouthy. What I'm talking about is whoever the original artist was did fine, but the cover did better. Who am I talking about? Stay tuned. Hey, you guys. Thanks for hanging out today. And we're going to talk about music. And it's going to be kind of a weird video. I got my music lipstick on and I'm sitting in front of my husband's very eclectic, very large album collection. Do we call these albums or records? I don't think it's records. I actually think it's albums. I'm not usually allowed to touch them, but he's letting me. He actually came up with the idea of this video because we had a very lengthy discussion the other day about this exact topic. And we talked so much about it. He was like, why don't you make a video? Isn't this music month? Why don't you make a video of this? And I was like, Mo, okay. We're talking about famous covers, song covers, that should have been originals. And the other night we identified 3 huge covers that we all agree, you all are gonna agree, that should have been the original artist. So I have notes. We're gonna go through them because it was such a fun conversation, like with my husband, who I can safely talk about music with. And so what I'm talking about is whoever the original artist was did fine, but the cover did better. Okay. Stop what you are doing. I am interrupting this complete video. I don't even know what video you're in that I'm interrupting. I know I'm interrupting my big mouth talking, but I am interrupting you watching me to watch me. Okay, so do you remember the other day that I put this video up? Did you watch it? It's why I hate talking about music. So I just wanted to come back on and tell you that my sister, after that had released, which I was in complete panic when it released. I was like, no, why did I just push play? And my sister had texted me. She was like, we have a lot to talk about with that video. And it's like, it was via text. And it's like, how do you interpret we have a lot to talk about, or we have a lot to talk about? Like, it could have gone either way. Like, we have a lot to talk about, or we have a lot to talk about. Like, it could have come, it's just a text message. So she came in for a haircut the other day. Her hair is looking long and cute. And I'm so grateful that she completely agreed. So it's like sometimes my perception of my childhood could be different from my sister's childhood. And so I was really nervous explaining that we didn't grow up with music, because that could have just been my perception. You feel me? Like, we have the same mom, of course. We grew up in the exact same house, of course. But we have different brains and we have different memories and different perceptions of what we thought happened. And so when I explained in that video that I felt like we were not raised with music in the home, to finally hear that Heather completely agreed with me was very relieving, because I was like, oh my God, did I just make that up? Like, I don't know. I could completely just make that up. It's fine. So we had a long talk, and it was really very relieving that she remembered, like, we didn't pay for music. We didn't buy music. We were never the kids that would run to the mall and stand outside a music store waiting for a release of a tape or an album. You know, I think she had remembered that the one like cassette tape that we had like back in 1984, I think was like the release of Michael Jackson's Thriller. And then I had remembered asking for like Madonna True Blue. Like, this is what Top 40 was. And we just were in it. That was our life. And I remember those were really the only two purchased cassettes. We might have got them for Christmas or something, but that was it. Like, that was what we had. And then I remember also Heather being really obsessed with Prince. And we had this boombox. It was a red boombox, and we had a blank tape in it. We would go to Walgreens and get blank tapes. And so we would have it like queued up, and we would listen to the radio on occasion. And whenever like Prince, Purple Rain, or Raspberry Beret, or whatever the Corvette song was, we would like make a mad dash down the hallway to like hit record. And it never, we would always miss the first like beginning part of the opening of the song, because we were like, that was our mad dash down the hallway to hit record. Anyway, so this was part of our childhood, and Heather completely agreed. She also reminded me, because in the tape I had talked about, oh, here comes the fire truck. Are you hearing that? You're in the window. That's what's happening. So she had reminded, she had completely remembered, about me being on the dance team and exposed to particular types of music. And she reminded me that we went to kind of an inner city urban high school. It was really diverse. We had kids from all over the entire city. So I was really exposed to R&B and, electronic music and metal. It was so diverse. And she kind of carried that on. She loves R&B music and, Mary J. Blige, Earth, Wind and Fire. Like, she gets her groove on. Like, on a Sunday, she'll be cleaning and she'll put on, some soul, like some groove music. She also likes disco, and like 1970s disco, which is awesome. And so her trajectory then from high school kind of went on that path, because that's again what we were exposed to in high school. And of course, being part of the dance team, Salt and Pepper, or Peppa, what was it? Salt and Peppa. That's what the dance team danced to, like things like that. But I took a turn then. So she like went on with the R&B and like that kind of urban music, but I then kind of diverted and played around with different things. But it was just really relieving talking to her and like exploring it. She was like, we've never, like, we could count on one hand literally the concerts we've gone to. We've never been that kind of person to like save up and spend money and then travel to go to a concert. This is just completely not us. We don't like the crowd. It's just not that important. Truthfully, I'd rather buy the person's CD, sit in my car and sing. Like, I can't do that in a concert. Like, I'm smelling the people around me. The other people around me are singing, and it's not what I want to do. Like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. So anyway, I just wanted to come back on and interrupt you and let you know that my sister feels me and completely agrees that our childhood memories of music was the same. And I've gotten so many other beautiful responses. So many people have texted me and was like, oh my God, was it me? Or they knew exactly who it was. And they were like, oh, I knew it was them, And another friend of mine just said the other day that she hates the opening of dating. She's like, she will be so turned off if someone asks her, so what music are you into? She's like, come up with something else. Like, can't you come up with something else? Like, this is not what I want to talk about. And I think guys just there's a book somewhere. There is a book somewhere on how to date a woman and ask her maybe what music she's into in order to strike up the conversation to then later put his penis in you. So I just think that men have relied on that opening line. But here's the PSA. I hate that. Don't do that. Well, I mean, I'm already married, which my husband did do that. He did. He messaged me on a dating app, and he didn't say, what kind of music are you into? Let me be clear. But of course, I checked out his photos, and there was a photo of him with one of his records because he's a big record collector. And I was like, no, I can't date you. I don't want to talk about music ever. And he comes right back with, we need to talk about so many different things. He's like, I don't need you to be into what I'm into. I need you to be into other things. And I was like, oh, that's so cute. Okay. And now we're married. So it's fine. I'll let you get back to the video that you're supposed to be watching. Okay. See you later. Bye. So, first one on the list is from 1994, 9 Inch Nails. So, 1994, they released an album, Downward Spiral. Trent Reznor, who wrote the original song called Hurt. And I remember listening to it. You know, I definitely was exposed to 9 Inch Nails. You know, they were fun to kind of dance to at kind of, you know, the techno rave parties or whatever. So I enjoyed them, and they had some really cool music videos. And I remember the Hurt song, and it was wonderfully written. But later, when Johnny Cash covered it, which was in 2002 on his Man Comes Around album, he was 70 years old, and it was everything. I mean, I just have chills like right now. Thinking about it. His voice lent so well with those words. I will link an original video of him, Johnny Cash version, singing it below, because it blew me away. It was his song. It was his song. Now when I think of that song, it's Johnny Cash's. I mean, his voice was so raw. It was a stripped down version. It was definitely not, you know, kind of that techno. It was so stripped down and so beautifully thick. I mean, we all know Johnny Cash's voice. Like, it doesn't matter if you're into country or not. Heather and I actually were just talking about this, where she doesn't listen to country at all, except for, you know, there are just certain things that Johnny Cash lends itself to, and he has a unmistakable voice. Like, when you hear Johnny Cash on the radio, it's him. It's just him. And I think there are very few artists that have that kind of voice. You know it's Johnny Cash. Anyway, it just gives me the chills. I love it. It's really interesting how much he made it his own and just brought new life to it, and it just took off. And he was 70, and it kind of like revamped his career. And I think it was his last album before he passed away, but so for me, hands down, should have been his. So the next one I identified the other night was Leonard Cohen, Hallelujah. So the original, of course, beautifully written. It was written in 1984, and the album was Various Positions by Leonard Cohen. And it's fine. It's fine. I didn't love it. It's fine. It's just fine. You know, it didn't give me any of the feels. But when Jeff Buckley recorded it for his album Grace, oh my God. It's his song. It's his song. And he re-recorded it in 1994. And I cannot listen to it without just such an emotional experience. His voice just does it better. It's a little bit higher. It's a little softer. Even though Jeff Buckley's voice is powerful and the song lends itself well, of course, Hallelujah, there's some like real intimate moments where Jeff just brings it down and just squeezes it out just a little bit more. It's just, please, I'm gonna link his song below because you just have to listen to it. In fact, I probably should link everything below, because what I'd love for you to do, because I can't play these songs because of copyright shit on YouTube, what I'd love for you to do is like pull up the first song and just speed through to like minute 1.5.
and just take a listen. And then pull up the second song, speed through to like 1.5, and then compare. Just listen. And I think you all would agree with these comparisons, because literally Jeff Buckley, it should have been his. It should have been his. No disrespect for Leonard. He's fine, or whatever. The third and final song that that the artists, I think, this one could be a little controversial, because I think both artists did so beautifully, but the cover blew it away. and so it's been fun to kind of identify these things. So what am I talking about? The original song was in 1974, which was the year I was born. Dolly Parton. Can you guess it? Are you saying I Will Always Love You? I Will Always Love You too. Oh. I Will Always Love You by Dolly Parton, off of her Jolene album, which was in 1974. I love me some Dolly. Like, again, I'm not a country, I don't like listen to a lot of country, but I love me some Dolly. She, like Johnny Cash, has that unmistakable voice. You know it's her. You're never not wrong. You're never wrong. You're never not wrong. You're never wrong when you think, oh, I think that's Dolly Parton. Yeah, of course it's Dolly Parton. You know it's Dolly Parton, because her voice is so unique. She rocked that song. I'm giving her full credit. It's beautifully written. She's a beautiful writer. Her song was very sweet and intimate. It was beautifully sung. It was very sweet, very innocent kind of. But in 1992, which was the year of my high school graduation, Whitney blew it away. I cannot not think it's Whitney's song. I hope you all agree with these ideas that I have. So Whitney Houston recorded in 1992 based off a movie, The Bodyguard, and it was power. The buildup of, I can't even talk about it. The buildup that Whitney created within the song wasn't something that Dolly did. There was a small buildup, but it was just a small arc through Dolly's song, and it was just more sweet and innocent. And Whitney just launches it into space, launches it into emotion. Powerful, like only Whitney can do. Blew it away. It should have been hers. It's her song. It is her song. So anyway, I don't have her album. Paul doesn't have, these are Paul's albums, and he was very sweet to, allow me to touch those two. But he did not have any Whitney or Dolly or Cohen. So those are my thoughts, and it was just such a unique conversation that Paul and I had the other day, that I thought, since it's Music Month, I would discuss them with you, and hopefully I can find them and link them below, and you can go through and kind of listen and compare, and let's have a discussion. If you think that I'm right, that the covers should have been, it's theirs. It's theirs. Am I wrong? Okay. Hope you had fun. I hope you all are enjoying Music Month, and I will talk to you really soon. See you later. Bye.
No, I just recorded for like 10 minutes and didn't push play. Oh my God. Oh my God. The travesty. I just told you so much information and I didn't hit record.